Alright guys, we're back with another Pokemon Masters video, and this is going to be a little bit of a different video than I typically do. I kind of wanted to talk about this, which is Terastalizing. And it is in the newer games, of course, Paldea. That's where Terastalizing got introduced with the new mechanic and everything. And I feel now that they're starting to bring in Paldea Pokemon and trainers, I think eventually we will get Terastalizing to kind of change up the game a bit, because it's been a bit since we actually got a completely new mechanic. The last time we got an actual really new mechanic was Gigantamax, but in a way it was it is a new mechanic in a way, and that was the last time they really did something new to the whole battle scene in Pokemon. In Pokemon Masters. Now, don't get me wrong, they are doing different type of stuff as well, the circles now, the Johto circle we have and the Sinnoh circle, and that could either really buff you offensively, and then that could really buff you defensively as well, depending on which kind of circle they introduce with those certain characters. But Terastalizing, I think they're gonna introduce it as a type of mega evolution. And that's how I think they're going to treat it. In Paldea, in the main series games, any Pokemon could Terastalize. Any Pokemon could do that. And they'll either change their typing, or they're going to keep the same typing, but just have that certain typing be buffed. And that's just basically how it is. And of course, you get a look change as well, because as you can see on screen right here, we have Charizard with a dragon type crown. And he's a crystal looking Pokemon too. And that is really cool. I really like the whole Terastalizing look and gimmick and everything, and it's cool. It's really cool. And when you get into that form, the surrounding area becomes darker, and your Pokemon is giving off a glowing eminence. It's glowing, and it just stands out. And I think that is something that could be really cool in Pokemon Masters. Now, it would be a little bit difficult to kind of introduce that, I think, just because because when you become terastallized, the surrounding area becomes darker, so they're gonna have to work with lighting in the game after you terastallize, and there's just a lot that actually is gonna need to go into it, because there's a lot of design changes that they're gonna have to do with typings as well. And like I said, I don't think they're gonna do it with older Pokemon as well. Because it's just gonna be a lot, and I think they want to reserve it for newer Pokemon that come out, because I think they're gonna treat it as a mega evolution type of thing. Because Terastalizing, it could last the whole battle, and it lasts until that certain Pokemon that you Terastallize faints, or you switch out. I think when you switch out, you keep it. I'm not 100% sure. It's been a while since I played Pokemon. The 9th generation. What is it? Violet and Scarlet. Scarlet and Violet. It's been a bit since I played those games, and I do really like it. But I prefer, I'm gonna be honest, 100%. I prefer Sword and Shield over Violet and Scarlet. That's just my personal opinion. I prefer those games over them. But I definitely still enjoy Scarlet and Violet. But getting back to the topic though. So let's go to the next picture over here. As you can see, any Pokemon can really Terastallize. It's just a matter, for Pokemon Masters, I think they're just gonna reserve it for newer Pokemon that come out, just so they have a reason to kind of really release the same Pokemon again. Because when they release Terastallizing, when they release the Terastallizing mechanic, then for a fact we're gonna get another Charizard, we're gonna get more Pikachus, we're gonna get more of the same Pokemon again, and it's just gonna be their way of being able to release Pokemon that they've already released. So I think that's just what's gonna happen. As in a business standpoint, I think that makes more sense too, of course. But by all means, whenever they want to release anything new, mechanic wise for the game, and make things a little bit more spicy, I'm all for it. I'm all for it, as long as it's fun, and as long as it's something that even newer players can just get their hands on and just have fun with. I'm all for it. Because if it's something that older players and newer players can like just get into and learn the mechanic and just like start battling with it, I think it's gonna be fun. And I think it would be fun to have a game mode, like a separate event going on where you could just Terastallize, and that's all it is. Like you go into the battle and it's a 1v1, and you could literally just Terastallize and just have fun with that. Like I don't know, maybe that's a little bit too simple there for that kind of event. But I think it would be fun or something like that. But again, as you can see on the screen right here, we have like all these different Pokemon that could Terastallize, not just certain Pokemon like Mega Evolution, where Mega Evolution is specific to certain Pokemon that can actually Mega Evolve. As with Terastalizing, any Pokemon could do it. Their typings are going to change, or they're going to keep the same typing and get more stronger on that certain typing. And then we're going to go to the next picture here, like in the Terastalizing battle. This is the Terastallize raid. And like the surrounding area is all like in crystal gems and stuff like that. Like it's really, really cool. And Pokemon Masters, I cannot talk. Pokemon Masters could easily do something like this. And I think the battlefield would be really, really cool if we can battle in a Terastalized raid like this type of setting. And it would just be visually better and visually pleasing for us players that have been playing Pokemon Masters to be in a new area like this and just have fun with battles with Terastallize. And like you can't deny that like it looks visually good. And a Pokemon Master, I think it would be really cool too. So over here we have the typings when they Terastallize. So as I was saying before, with the typings changing and stuff like that, like they're gonna have the icons changing as well. So like when they Mega Evolve, like that'll be another picture in like going forward that I'm going to show as well. But like as you can see here, all these typings for the Pokemons, they have a different looking icon. Like I mean, it's still the same basically, but the only difference is they have like more spikes and stuff like that on the sides to kind of indicate that like they're Terastallized typing. And like when they Terastallize in Pokemon Masters, I think their whole moves, actually, you know what, let's actually go to the next picture now. So over here we can see Tyranitar in silver. We can see their typing and their move over here. So when they're not Terastallized, this is basically how it's going to look, how I think it's going to look. Well, of course it's going to look like this before they Terastallize. But after they Terastallize, when a Pokemon can Terastallize, we can see over here with Tyranitar how he has the Mega symbol right beside him. For the Pokemon that could Terastallize, they're probably going to have the Terastallize symbol, which the symbol, this is how it's going to look like. This is the whole Terastallize symbol. That's how it looks like. And instead of the Mega symbol, it's going to be like this. So when you click that button, like in Pokemon Masters, you click the Mega Evolution symbol, then you can see how they look like when they Mega Evolve. But then with Terastallizing, you can see how they're going to look like after they Terastallize. So it's going to be like the same thing like that, I would assume. And then, like I showed with the typings, I think after you Terastallize, like Stone Edge, for example, is going to have those spikes at the end just to kind of indicate, like, this is a Terastallize powered up move and stuff like that. And when you're not Terastallized, it's just going to look like that. So, like, I think that's how it's going to be. Because like we can see over here, Rock is going to have those typings and stuff like that. So, and then this is what Terastallizing does, like to kind of like show as like visual evidence if you don't know what it is. Terastallizing changes a Pokemon's type to its Terra type for the remainder of the battle, or if the Pokemon faints, and increases the damage dealt by moves matching that typing. So let's say you are you're a Dragon type, and then you Terastallize. But then sometimes Terastallizing can change your actual typing. But let's just say for this video, or for this example, when you Terastallize with the Dragon type, it keeps the Dragon typing. But then when you have Dragon type moves, it's gonna power up the Dragon type moves even more, making the Dragon type moves really, really strong. So then you obviously want to prioritize using the Dragon type moves, because then you're going to be doing way more damage with that. So it makes more sense to use that over other moves when you're not going to have that power compared to the Dragon. So I think the whole Terastallizing thing is going to be really fun for a lot of players. and it will be a fun new mechanic, because then you have either Mega Evolution, Gigantamax, or Terastalizing to really have fun with in Pokemon Masters, and then we have more options when it comes to going into battle and choosing our teams like that as well. But I think that's gonna be it for this video. There's really not much else to really show, because like this is just going off of like the main series games. I think we will get Terastalizing in the future. It just, I don't know when exactly we can get this, because it could be a while, or it could be during the 5th anniversary. Like, we don't know. But all I do know is we are getting more 9th gen Pokemon and trainers coming into Pokemon Masters now. So, like, at one point or another, like, we should see some type of Terastalizing in the future for Pokemon Masters. But to what extent and how powerful would it be, I don't know. But that's something that we can discuss once it officially gets revealed in the future, if it ever does. And I don't see why not, because of course, like I said, it can be treated as a Mega Evolution, and then after you Terastallize, quote unquote Mega Evolve as well, you can get that power for that specific move typing. So if they want to make it simple like that, they can do that. Like we'll see. Because we also have Z moves from like the Alola games as well, that they still could possibly do as well. Like there's so many different mechanics, or I guess you could say those two mechanics that they still could bring into Pokemon Masters, either Z moves or Terastalizing. But like for this video, we're talking about Terastalizing. So yeah, let me know what you guys think of Terastalizing in Pokemon Go, or in Pokemon Masters. I don't know why I said Pokemon Go. But let me know what you guys think of Terastalizing in Pokemon Masters. What you think could happen, how busted would it be in Pokemon Masters, and how crazy would it be if you can actually use Terastalizing with Mega Evolution Pokemon. Like, I think that would be pretty busted if you ask me. Like, imagine being able to Mega Evolve and then having the option Terastallize with that Mega Pokemon, because Mega Pokemon are not in Paldea. So they are in Pokemon Masters. So imagine being able to combo that up with the Pokemon. That would just completely make that Pokemon completely busted. Literally, it would make them busted. But that's not going to happen. So Terastalizing is going to be its own thing. But again, let me know what you guys think of Terastalizing in Pokemon Go. This was my take on it. I think it's something that could possibly happen in the future. If they want to go with the whole aesthetic changes as well, like how the main series does with the area getting darker and then your Pokemon glowing with the aura and the crystals and everything, like there's a lot of design changes or upgrades that they would need to do for Pokemon Masters and the battle scene in the game as well. But yeah, so that's gonna be it for this video. Let me know what you guys think. Leave all your comments down below. That's gonna be it, and I'll see you guys on the next video.